Also here tonight, Ben Shapiro, author of The Right Side of History, which many people say was better than my book. I just don't agree with them, but I'll just let that stand. All right, Ben Shapiro, you've been watching this case develop. Your thoughts on the media coverage and this runaway prosecutor?
The media coverage has been disgusting from beginning to end. It mirrored an original narrative, which is that Kyle Rittenhouse must have been some sort of white supremacist Trump supporter. This is in the middle of the riots in 2020 when we were learning that America was apparently broken down into two groups, people who wanted racial justice and people who supported Trump, and you were on one side or the other. Therefore, if there were people rioting in Kenosha, they weren't really riots. They were just mostly peaceful protests. And anybody who was opposing those folks had to be some sort of white supremacist Trump supporter. I mean, you had Joe Biden literally feature Kyle Rittenhouse in an ad in September of 2020 alongside white supremacists. And as it turns out, none of the facts reflect any of that. The only people who got shot here were white. The people who were attacking him, at least one of them was a child molester, a convicted child molester. Another one of them was a convicted criminal. And all three of the people who were shot by Kyle Rittenhouse were in the process of attacking him by all witness, forensic, and video evidence. So the media completely botched this one. And it is just once more a reinforcement of the fact that the media are a bunch of lying hacks who do Democratic Party propaganda for a living.
I couldn't agree more. You mentioned, I guess it was too complex for the media to wrap their head around the fact that there are white Americans who want racial justice in this country, want the laws followed, want police to conduct themselves honorably, but also don't want their own hometowns looted and ransacked, and they couldn't really process that. So what they did, as you mentioned, they take a convicted pedophile, a lying communist, a guy who slapped his own grandmother with an open hand, and they made these guys into heroes. What does that say to you about the press in this country where those guys are the heroes in their plot line?
And the narrative matters much more than the facts. How many stories do we have to see them botch in one direction before we decide that they are just propagandists? I mean, everything from Justice Kavanaugh to the Covington Catholic case to Jussie Smollett to this. They just keep botching story after story, but it's always in one direction. The thing that's so troubling about this particular case, Jesse, obviously isn't even the press. It's the fact that the prosecutor was so cudgeled into place by the press that he decided to bring this case in the first place. There is not only no evidence that this was not self-defense, there is negative evidence. I mean, his own witnesses were testifying against the prosecution position. Why he thought that he could bring this case is beyond me, unless you just believe that he was doing it for the media plaudits, and we'll see if it works out for him.
And there he is, you see on the screen, pointing an AR-15 at the jury with his finger actually on the trigger. It's just astounding that someone like that holds office in this country. There's also some snobbery at play. I brought this up earlier on our air. The press doesn't think Kenosha as a Midwestern town is worthy of protecting. They don't think Kyle Rittenhouse should be out there protecting some stupid, car dealership. This is flyover country. Right? This isn't worth protecting. This isn't like the Hamptons getting looted. This isn't Georgetown. This is just small town America. Who cares if it burns? You can always, buy another car dealership. And that snobbery really infected their entire posture throughout all of the riots.
That's exactly right. I mean, the thing to remember about this is that it's not just that they are angry at Kyle Rittenhouse for showing up in order to defend private property and businesses. They're angry that the cops were there. Yeah. What led all of this off in Kenosha, Wisconsin in the first place is the fact that they decided to malign innocent cops. They suggested that Jacob Blake was shot unjustifiably by a white police officer on the basis of race, when it turned out that Jacob Blake had an arrest warrant out for him for alleged third-degree felonious sexual assault.
Yep. And
then he refused to hand himself over to the cops and was carrying a knife at the time and got himself shot in the process. Not only did the media play that as just another stain on America's racially charged system, but Joe Biden called up Jacob Blake. Kamala Harris visited with the family. And this was all part of the broader narrative, which is that the American system is racist, stem to root. And that means that root and branch, and that means that anybody who defends any institution, including, I guess, a car dealership, is part of that.
They created racial riots with deception on the Blake case. And then when the vacuum of power was filled by rioters and by do-gooders, two people were shot dead. And now they want the guy who was there to defend the community. Basically, they want his life to be over and have him rot in prison forever. And they want to lionize the pedophile and lionize the domestic abuser. It's disgusting, but we see through it. You know, you watch the CNN, you watch MSNBC, they cut this up and they splice it up and they masquerade it into something it's not. You watch Fox, you watch the Daily Wire, you see straight down the middle coverage. We're broadcasting the entire trial. Let the audience decide for themselves. They can look at the video, they can hear the testimony, and that's what you're getting. You're getting the truth. You're not getting the spin. Last word, Ben Shapiro.
You know, I always tend to attribute to stupidity rather than malice when I can, but it is impossible to watch the media coverage and the prosecutor in this case and not think that this is malice rather than stupidity.
Let's sprinkle in a little stupidity there, though, shall we? I think it's a little bit there. All right, Ben, got the book out. Good stuff. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.